Lake Sevan is one of the largest high-altitude lakes on the planet. Its surface area is more than 1,000 square kilometers, and it is located at the altitude of about 2,000 meters above sea level. Many of us know little about Lake Sevan. Our knowledge of the lake is generally limited to dry facts, whether the water level of the lake rose or fell, or its fish population increased or decreased. However, we would like to introduce to you the most important, yet the least explored aspect of the lake, its bottom. This film is devoted to the lake floor and the issues related to it. This is the floor of Lake Sevan. You can see many lost and damaged fishing nets, which are no longer in use. But fish still get trapped. Overall, the bottom of Lake Sevan is a desert covered by sand, occasional rocks, and underwater reefs. It is particularly these reefs we want to draw your attention to. Scientists are alarmed about the weakening of the sustainability of lakes and seas due to technological intervention by humans. The fish supply is being reduced, and many species are simply on the verge of extinction. During the last years, the level of the lake has risen, and many trees and bushes are now underwater. This also creates a problem because the process of rotting of large organisms consumes large volumes of oxygen. This, in turn, leads to fish extinction. Previously, the lake itself was able to cope with the organic pollution, but now it needs help. Abundant biocenosis cannot develop easily on a deserted lake, but rocks and reefs provide a hospitable condition for flora, which is food for simple organisms that in turn feed small fish. Big fish eat small fish and thereby reach biocenosis in wide variety forms. Starting from the end of the last century, construction of artificial reefs became popular throughout the world. Natural and artificial reefs play an important role in the ecosystem of underwater life. They are essential building blocks for the development of underwater life. The main reason for the extinction of some fish and marine life is the disappearance of reefs. Artificial reefs are man-made underwater cliffs. Long-term studies have revealed that the installation of artificial reefs increases the biomass of the surrounding area by 7 to 10 times. The presence of natural biocenosis mitigates pollution of the underwater environment. The dense groups of organisms living around the rocks can digest the pollution much better than the few inhabitants of the deserted lake floor. These are the natural filters of a lake. 1 square meter area of a reef covered with mussels filters about 7 to 20 cubic meters of water daily. Old boats, train cars, tanks, concrete structures, and statues can serve as artificial reefs. There is a common practice in many countries to sink old, broken, large objects off for this to become artificial reefs. There are many successful projects for artificial reefs. This 159-meter-long General Hoyt Vandenberg ship was flooded at the East Quay Pier near Key West Harbor, Florida in 2009. The surface of the ship is already covered with seaweed and sponges. More than 113 species of fish live here. In 2006, the retired Oriskany aircraft carrier was sunk off the coast of Florida to become an artificial reef. In 2010, 25 old tanks of Thai Army were sunk in Siam Sea in order to become artificial reefs. Armored carriers were sunk near the coast of Little River in South Carolina State in 2006. In 2008, 44 stainless train cars were sunk near the Blackfish Bank Reef in Delaware in the framework of the Marine Resource Conservation Program. The British sculptor Jason Taylor's world-famous project is considered one of the most memorable and successful. He has built an underwater city of sculptures and named it Silent Evolution. The sculptures in the marine reserve waters surrounding Cancun have become a unique example of cooperation between man and nature, providing habitat for millions of animals. In just 1 year, the concrete sculptures were covered by corals, turning into real reefs. This is an illustration of how a man, or his footprint in this case, in the form of sculptures, is fully integrated with nature. In the span of 10 years, the sculptures are completely covered with corals to such an extent that they no longer are recognizable, thus becoming a reef indistinguishable from a natural one. The creation of artificial reefs has many advantages. Thanks to them, deserted and lifeless seafloor is turned into an oasis full of life. Artificial reefs serve as hospitable places for marine animals to lay eggs, safe havens in case of danger, and highly nutritious habitats. In short, they create favorable conditions for the development of underwater flora and fauna. Why not create at the bottom of Lake Sevan a large park similar to the one at Cancun by installing there sculptures of Armenian and foreign celebrities and outstanding people? It could become another popular underwater museum. Moreover, such a park will give a breath of fresh air to the ecosystem of Lake Sevan. The fish population will increase. It will also boost tourism in Armenia. Large-scale upgrade of the necessary tourism infrastructure will provide new job opportunities for a number of people. This will also be an interesting and rewarding occupation for young people. With this film, we call upon all the people who are interested and not indifferent, as well as organizations, to join our initiative. It is vital to recognize that achieving success depends on you. Just give it a try.